CIMMYT is a global institution, very well respected, not only because of the quality of its science, but because of what it has done for the world in terms of feeding the world via the Green Revolution. Let me also start by thanking and congratulating my dear friend, Martin Kropff, who is the Director General of CIMMYT. Congratulations on your appointment. Let me say that the work that you do is so important. If you remember, when the world had a Green Revolution, it started out of great work that was done out of CIMMYT in Mexico. Dr. Norman Borlaug, but he was the one that actually led the work on the Green Revolution, based out of Mexico. What happened? He was there working as a breeder, developing short-statured varieties of wheat in Mexico. And then two people visited him. It was George Harrell, who was president of the Rockefeller Foundation. It was Bob McNamara, who was president of the World Bank. And Bob McNamara, looking at the short-statured varieties, asked Dr. Norman Borlaug, if you can find me the technologies, I will find you the money. The rest of it is history. The Green Revolution happened in Mexico. It spread very fast all the way to Asia. Over 1 billion people were fed because of the great work of the CGIAR. Let me say that that is what we celebrate today, the great science, the potential of technologies to transform our world. I was in Malawi. I went into one of the fields. I took a maize cob in my hand. It was nothing. That meant that the life was gone for many communities because they will not be able to have good harvest because of that maize. But that is the power of science. That is the power of the drought-tolerant maize that you have developed for Southern Africa region. 200 of these varieties have been released. They are being cultivated by 2 million farmers in 13 different countries. This has the potential to literally impact on 30 to 40 million people. That is the power of science. Congratulations and continue that great work. This is why the power of the CGIAR again comes in. I'm impressed with the pro-vitamin A varieties, the yellow maize varieties developed by CIMMYT. Today we have 140 million children globally that go blind. They will not be able to see like you and I are seeing just because they lack vitamin A. In Africa today we have 100 million children that will never be able to go to school, to have a life that I have or you have just because they lack vitamin A. I remember what Dr. Norman Borlaug told me, and he told many of us. He said, take it to the farmers. It's of no use to have technologies that sit on the shelf that don't go out to the farmers. We must take the technologies out to the farmers. When I became president of the African Development Bank, I said one of the most important high 5 priorities that we're going to have at the bank is to help Africa to feed itself. Africa today spends $35 billion a year importing food. Yet, Africa has 65% of all the arable land in the world that is yet uncultivated. No, Africa has no business importing food. Africa should be a net food exporting region. The African Development Bank plans to invest $24 billion to help Africa to feed itself. Investing in new technology, investing in research and development, investing in extension systems, investing in infrastructure, in market development, in financial systems that are going to allow our farmers to be able to not only produce more, to sell more, and to make good income to be able to send their kids to school, and to also have good nutritious food for their kids so that we don't have vitamin A deficiency that leads to blindness. This is what we call the technologies for African agricultural transformation. It's Africa's time. Let's take the technologies out to the field. Let's help Africa feed itself. Let's unleash a new wave of hope for our continent. They deserve nothing less. Thank you very much for inviting me to your session. Congratulations once again, CIMMYT, on your 50th anniversary, and congratulations to the CGIAR for the great work that you all continue to do. You will always have our support. Thank you very much.